It's a lovely day, the birds are singing, the sun is shining. What more could you ask for?
I knew I was different since as long as I can remember. Playing on my own at school, not wanting to hug my family, waking up crying, feeling so disorientated and confused. It's so scary living in a world where I feel so trapped, so alone, and that no one understands me. I've lived most of my life in silence, being known as the quiet, shy person, when in fact I'm constantly masking and my brain never shuts off. I've had to teach myself to understand people, how to act in public without seeming different. I've had to learn emotions and match them with facial expressions, how you act in a relationship and how when you know you feel different emotions. All of which most people do without even thinking. But for me, this is so hard. Being introverted was so much more comfortable. I don't have to put myself in loud, awkward situations where I don't know how to respond or act. I can be at peace with myself, but this is hard sometimes. I've always struggled to make friends and maintain them. I've always preferred being on my own, where I can have my own routine and I can predict what's going to happen next. I hate change. I hate that the world we live in is full of change, and what may seem a tiny thing to someone could be a huge thing for me. My thinking is so rigid that something deemed a passing comment, I interpret it so deeply that when it doesn't go to plan, it causes me to have a meltdown. Skateboarding is the only thing that helps me escape.
Hello.
I feel skateboarding doesn't change. I can skate how I like and be as fun as I like with no judgment. That's why I think it helps me so much. I can be completely myself. I'm lucky to have such supportive friends, as I'm hoping they'll be able to understand me even more after this film. I feel like I'm constantly masking and hiding the real me. My girlfriend and family are the only people who I let in my bubble, and that's simply because I'm afraid. I'm afraid of what people would say when I sit in the corner of my room rocking back and forth when the plan suddenly changed, or when I repeat a series of even numbers in my head when an environment becomes too stressful. In a society like ours, it would come across odd and different, when in fact, this is just the way I deal with feeling out of control. These last couple of weeks, everything has spiralled. I've had so much change that even a neurotypical person would struggle with. I've moved house, started a new job, and pushed myself to go to some festivals. I feel it's difficult for me to continue talking because I simply can't explain the distress I have to cope with every single day, but I can make sure of this. You should always feel safe and surrounded with loved ones no matter how you're feeling inside. Your true friends and family won't judge you for being completely you, otherwise you deserve better. It's so difficult in the moment to open up and be honest about how you're feeling, but I promise the more you do, the easier things will get. People around you aren't thinking what you think they think. You just need to take that step, be brave and talk to someone and tell them how you're feeling. My recent festival was an eye-opener for me. I knew it wasn't going to cope because of how I'd been, but I pushed myself to go. I had one of the worst meltdowns I've ever had, one that even I couldn't hide away. It's the first time I told someone who wasn't in my bubble that I was autistic, and I was so scared of their reaction. I couldn't skate in my competition because I was in complete shutdown, and I did the brave thing and walked off. I knew people were going to follow me and ask, but I still did it because I put myself first for once. I did my routine with my headphones on, and in that moment, I didn't care who saw me in that state, I just needed to look out for myself. Their reaction was so supportive, and I got the complete opposite of what I imagined in my head. This goes to show that expressing you're uncomfortable in a situation isn't all that bad, and your friends and family will still love you the same, no matter what. My messages are always open for anyone who wants to chit-chat. I appreciate the opportunity of being able to talk this evening. Many thanks to Toby for letting me use his venue for today, and to all of my kind sponsors, Blast, Ace, Sabbath, Campus and Route 1. All money raised will go to the amazing Ben Raiders Foundation. Thank you, and remember to keep pushing.